This is Mac OS Ken.
A huge fine for Apple in the EU. M3 makes the MacBook Air line, and Springy colors for Apple accessories. It is Tuesday, the 5th of March, 2024. I'm Ken Ray, and this is news from Mac OS Ken. Brought to you by yours truly and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/MacOSCan. The latest swipe by the European Commission against Apple landed on Monday, and it landed hard. Bloomberg Law says the executive arm of the European Union has fined Apple 1.8 billion euros, roughly $2 billion US, for something it apparently hasn't done for a couple of years. The report says the European Commission fined Apple over an investigation into allegations it shut out music streaming rivals, including Spotify, on its platforms. The report goes on to say the European Commission also ordered Apple to stop preventing music streaming apps from informing users of cheaper deals away from Apple's App Store. The thing is, the same report says in early 2022, Apple began allowing Spotify and other music services to direct users to the web in their apps to sign up for subscriptions. Quoted in the story, EU Antitrust Chief Margherita Vestea said, "For a decade, Apple abused its dominant position in the market for the distribution of music streaming apps through the App Store. They did so by restricting developers from informing consumers about alternative, cheaper music services available outside of the Apple ecosystem." In a statement on the ruling, Spotify said this decision sends a powerful message. No company, not even a monopoly like Apple, can wield power abusively to control how other companies interact with their customers. It is a statement with which Apple might take issue. In a statement of its own, the Cupertino company said the reality is that European consumers have more choices than ever. Ironically, in the name of competition, the company continued, today's decision just cements the dominant position of a successful European company that is the digital music market's runaway leader. In its statement, Apple said the EC failed to uncover any credible evidence of consumer harm and ignores the realities of a market that is thriving, competitive, and growing fast. And now the least fun quote of any of it. According to Bloomberg Law, Apple said it will appeal the EU's decision, which sets off a legal battle that could last for years. Up next, another piece from Bloomberg Law, this one saying Apple's looking down the barrel of an antitrust class action suit over cloud storage. In a post last Friday, the site had plaintiffs in the case accusing Apple of rigging the competitive playing field for cloud services by unnecessarily restricting the storage of certain iPhone and iPad files to its iCloud platform. According to the piece, only iCloud can host certain iPhone and iPad info like application data and device settings. Plaintiffs argue that that practice has unlawfully tied Apple's tablets and phones together with iCloud. Of course, people want to store more in the cloud than just that data. But iCloud's right there, and it's so convenient. It's also kind of pricey compared to competitors, but did I mention iCloud's right there? Bloomberg Law says the suit argues that juggling multiple cloud accounts with different interfaces to store non-restricted data, such as photos, is an unattractive option for users. At the same time, plaintiffs say that Apple has marked up its iCloud prices to the point where the service is generating almost pure profit. According to the suit, Apple's ability to sustain these prices is a testament to its monopoly power. No word in the piece on next steps for that case. One more case about which to tell you, this one with a bow on it. Apple Insider says Apple has agreed to settle a Throttlegate suit in Canada for as much as $14.4 million. Turns out Apple bumbled the battery thing in British Columbia, too. You probably remember the throttling issue. Apple says it slowed the performance of certain iPhones whose batteries were starting to wear. The company says it did that to keep the phones from just shutting down. Affected customers, some of them anyway, say Apple slowed the phones they owned to get them to upgrade to new ones. While admitting no wrongdoing, Apple has agreed to make payments to the class totaling between $11.1 and $14.4 million. The report says consumers can expect a payment between $17.50 and $150 if accepted in the class. No word on how much the lawyers will get, though I'm guessing it's going to be more than $150. On now to fun things, assuming you think new laptops are fun, which I know I do. Don't tell my 6-year-old laptop, please. Apple issued a press release Monday announcing new 13-inch and 15-inch MacBook Air models powered by the Apple Silicon M3 chip. With M3, the release says, MacBook Air is up to 60% faster than the model with the M1 chip and up to 13 times faster than the fastest Intel-based MacBook Air. According to Apple, the 13 and 15-inch MacBook Air both feature a strikingly thin and light design, up to 18 hours of battery life, a stunning liquid retina display. I did say I was reading Apple's wording. And new capabilities, including support for up to 2 external displays and up to 2 times faster Wi-Fi than the previous generation. That's 2 displays with the lid closed, which is kind of strange. As a piece from 9 to 5 Mac points out, that is a thing that MacBook Pro cannot do. But it will be able to soon. According to that report, Apple has confirmed to 9 to 5 Mac that a software update for the 14-inch MacBook Pro will gain the ability to drive 2 external displays with the lid closed. It's unclear which software update will make that happen, though macOS Sonoma 14.4 is expected this week, so that one may be. More on the OS updates in a bit. On the new machines, Apple says each features a powerful 8-core CPU, up to a 10-core GPU, and support for up to 24 gigabytes of unified memory. Throw in M3's 16-core neural engine, along with accelerators in the CPU and GPU to boost on-device machine learning, and MacBook Air becomes the world's best consumer laptop for AI, according to Apple. You know, part of me wants AI to really, truly be a thing, just so we can stop talking about it. No offense intended to our future robot overlords, of course. Did I say overlords? I meant protectors. If you need to get a little fresh air, orders are now being taken in 28 countries, including the U.S. Boy, there's a surprise, huh? MacBook Air with M3 starts at $1,099 for the 13-inch model, $100 less for .edu buyers. The 15-inch model starts at $1,299 with the same $100 discount for education purchases. The machines will be in stores and in buyers' hands starting this Friday, the 8th of March. The new machines push the 13-inch M2 MacBook Air to a starting price of $999, and that pushed the M1 MacBook Air off the big blonde table. The piece from Mac Rumors says the hot newness pushed out the cool oldness. Launched in November of 2020 as one of the first Apple Silicon Macs, Apple's wafer-thin M1 MacBook Air is gone daddy gone. With Apple Trade-In, says Apple's press release, customers can trade in their current computer and get credit toward a new Mac. That got more or less attractive for current Mac owners on Monday, or maybe it stayed the same. 9 to 5 Mac ran a report Monday saying that Apple had adjusted trade-in values of its computer lineup. MacBook, MacBook Pro, and Mac Studio models saw their potential trade-in values rise by anywhere from $10 to $245. Mac Mini and Mac Pro actually saw their Mac's trade-in values go down between $10 and $100. iMac, iMac Pro, and MacBook Air saw their values stay unchanged. Info on making the switch can be found on Apple's trade-in site. New Macs weren't the only new products Apple announced on Monday. A piece from iDownload blog had the Cupertino company announcing new spring colors for its silicone iPhone cases and Apple Watch bands. Colors for the new accessories are listed as soft mint, which is sort of a light green, sunshine, sort of a bright yellow, light blue, sort of a light bluish color, and pink, which, I don't know, kind of a mix between red and white. Also, there is an ocean blue and a raspberry. I'll let you figure those out. Annoyingly, the company did not put out a press release on these, so I honestly can't tell you what's new and what's not. There are also a number of new colors for the Apple Watch Hermes bands and a whole new style as well. Made from a waterproof yarn and patterned on 1930s era Hermes gloves created for driving, sailing, and golf. The piece has Apple saying that the new Tricot band takes what was old and makes it new again. Okay. The new accessories are available to order now. Shipping dates on Apple's site show deliveries happening this week. It was 1 week ago today, Tuesday, the 27th of February, that Apple seeded release candidates of iOS and iPadOS 17.4. Nearly a week later, everything else caught up. A few pieces from Mac Rumors on Monday let the world know that Apple had seeded release candidates for macOS Sonoma 14.4, watchOS 10.4, tvOS 17.4, and visionOS 1.1. On top of all of those, a piece from 9 to 5 Mac says Apple seeded a release candidate for HomePod software 17.4. All of those are expected to see public release this week. And finally today, if you're looking for something to watch tonight, there are those 50 free movies I told you about yesterday on Apple TV Plus. Well, free with an Apple TV Plus subscription, that is. Or you could rent or buy Argyle, I guess. A piece from The Wrap says the Apple Originals film, which left critics flat and underwhelmed at the box office, is going up for digital sale and rental today. Directed and produced by Matthew Vaughn, the piece says Argyle stars Bryce Dallas Howard as a reclusive author of a series of hit spy novels who discovers that her writing closely mirrors the actions of an actual spy organization, making her a top target in the underground world of espionage. The cast on this one should be unstoppable. Featured players include Sam Rockwell, Samuel L. Jackson, Catherine O'Hara, Bryan Cranston, John Cena, Henry Cavill, Dua Lipa, and Ariana DeBose. Audiences like the movie, giving it a 72 on Rotten Tomatoes. Critics, not so much. They gave it a 33. No word on pricing as of this writing. Of course, Apple TV Plus subscribers can just be patient. Though no date has been announced, it'll likely hit the Cupertino streamer in the next couple of months. macOS Can, brought to you by me and supported by people like you, patrons through Patreon. Find out more and add your support at patreon.com/macOSCan. Advertising handled by Backbeat Media, online at backbeatmedia.com. You can reach me a couple of ways. Info at macoscan.com or call 716-780-4080. Until next time, that is news from macOS Can. I'm Ken Ray.
Ciao.